The county also claims human waste has piled up at the Veterans Hall on Front Street ever since the camp opened.
They included it in a news release about the camp and say it's a pretty big coincidence. Occupiers say they have nothing to do with it.
Because there is a temporal connection. We have not said that there's a direct line. The one thing we don't know is how much it weighed. And, we were sort of thinking, I wonder what that volume would be.
200 pounds of human waste was discovered around the empty Veterans Hall. The 200 pounds of human waste.
In the media, it portrays it as connected to Occupy Santa Cruz.
I don't know who did it. You guys don't know who did it.
And you're associating it in the media with Occupy because of the temporal connection. That's what we should associate.
I haven't associated
with Occupy Santa Cruz.
The county implies the poopy problem started when the Occupy tents went up.
But here's what I'm wondering. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like a question and answer session about feces. But really, if you'd like to know a little bit more, what I was hoping is to talk about, we've got like 100 people here. There's 10 of you here. And you're here for some reasons, right? And my guess is you want to stay here and continue to educate the public, advance your message, and do something together. I don't know if we're going to get there talking about food. I think, we might have a productive dialogue when we talk about, for instance, I saw some things when I walked by today at noon. I noticed when I walked by and looked up to the courthouse steps that there was a sign that said Occupy Santa Cruz against the doors. Now things are tied to it. Now those are emergency exits. I also saw some food being served on the sidewalk. Some people might think it's disruptive when they can't use a public sidewalk, because on the sidewalk is something that's so large, it takes up a good deal of the sidewalk. I wasn't able to use the public sidewalk.
These things that you're mentioning are small items. We have some concerns that are pretty big, like the citations that we've been getting, like the arrests that have been made, and like our property being stolen by the Sheriff's Department.
You do not have permission to be out there. You do not have permission to be on this property. We have not chosen to enforce that. We know that you're here for your First Amendment rights, whether we agree with what your message is or not. We believe in that, and that's important, and we do not want to impede that, but we are the custodians of this property.
There is a feeling that there is a strategy being employed to associate and occupy with things that will cause disgust in the public mind.
My advice is that you exercise your First Amendment assembly rights on the steps here, but sleep somewhere else. I'm here because we want, the Sheriff's Office wants to avoid the situation where we use force to enforce the laws that we want. We're law enforcement officers. Reserve the right to use, force when it's appropriate.
The city isn't doing it. The county isn't doing it. Nobody's doing it.
And how do you define doing it?
Fixing the issues. It's just people keep on getting moved around, and now, here comes Occupy Santa Cruz, and so we become the scapegoat for it. But it just doesn't seem like this isn't our problem. This is society's problem that nobody is dealing with.
At least because you're hearing from folks who are camping here who are trying to do the mediation and trying to do the nonviolent ways of helping dealing with these issues. We want to work with you on it.
So is that what you're looking for is training of your people?
And then resources at this site. And I think we need to talk not only to the county but also the nonprofits and other folks in the community. That there really ought to be more of a proactive strategy.
This meeting between a group of tired activists and seasoned professionals yielded little, but it did allow them to see and hear each other.
Now I've met you, I'm going to worry you more. Take care of this. Yeah.
The day after Thanksgiving, the Occupy hosted a rave against the machine, and the community brought 200 pounds of food.
Commander X, day number 52 of Occupy Santa Cruz, and we are about to have our General Assembly, and then one hell of a dance party. Day after Thanksgiving, Everybody's all fattened up. I gotta go live on the radio now. You can see that thing happening right here, see? So I gotta talk to the people, see? All right, bye-bye.
Many had gone to visit family, but for those who remained, Occupy Santa Cruz is family. Local citizens visited throughout the holiday to share food and community and to check up on the occupation, which had suffered a barrage of negative media throughout the month. The resilience of the occupiers was inspiring to many. The deputies continued to do their job.
War is uncouth, so in these very incredibly hard, trying times, we try to hold on to the last vestige of civilization. Cheers, Occupy Santa Cruz.
The sound system was loud enough to be heard in the jail across the street. Some of Santa Cruz's favorite DJs played. It feels good to dance and celebrate during an occupation of the public commons. Brings home the concept of for the people. Frequent emergency calls and perceived increase in violence had an effect on the gender diversity. A safe space for women and queers had become more desired. Porta potty news had become a media obsession bordering on porta potty porno. Here, units are shuffled around to maximize their use. The baseline fact is that people must go to the bathroom. Offering plentiful places for them to go is an important city and county function.
These signs here have been